So every time I open Twitter now, I see these really cool cuts from anime that I've never even seen before, only to learn it doesn't exist and is made entirely by AI. Now there's a lot of bad looking stuff online that you can instantly tell that it's AI. But what happens when you can't? For instance, this is said to use only one frame and this live action footage as the reference. And looking at it, the animation has weight, it follows an arc, it has secondary motion, and overall follows most of the animation principles. Not only to make sense, but well, good enough for the average viewer to not know that it was AI. I mean, that's kind of a scary thing. I mean, stuff has gotten so real that even real footage is kind of indistinguishable to this AI stuff.
Just hanging out, little SpongeBob night. Oh no.
So when I ask my friends that work in the anime industry whether they think anime will use AI, I usually get back the answer that they'll have to find a way to put it in a pipeline, as anime studios have a tight budget and an even tighter schedule. So with AI being so hard to predict, it's going to be a while before studios have the time to do so. But the thing is, they already are using it in small ways, as I've really been getting into animation production recently. As since we're going to have to wait for Steel Ball Run to be animated, I've been trying my hand at animating a cut scene from the anime, as there's tons of resources to learn the pipeline. And with Google Translate, it's been a lot of fun. But what I found from some of these shows that are airing at the minute is that they're already using AI within this pipeline. For those who don't know, shots that have been given to animators are then given back to the episode director for revisions. Basically, they redo shots or change something about the pose, but usually they're fully redrawn, and that's easy enough to do in a shared office. But with them having to communicate over text, sometimes in a different time zone, it could take a couple days just for one correction. So from what I've heard and seen, they're now using this generative AI to change stuff like an arm pose or leg stance and then quickly sent back to an animator to fix that same day. I mean, this is better for keeping a schedule, but what worries me is how easy it is to rely on this stuff, especially under these time constraints. I hear this term thrown around a lot, but a slippery slope basically means once you get going down a path, it's hard to turn back, as what's stopping them from using it for more stuff? I recently went through the JoJo Blu-rays where they fixed the drawings and mistakes of the TV release of the anime, and I remember seeing these AI fixes during the release of the One Punch Man Season 3's airing, and while a lot of the shots look really weird in ways that are hard to even describe, there's a couple, well, better looking shots. Not perfect, but objectively better looking. And this is a scary thing, because I guess I am an animator. I even went to university for it, and my best friend Val is a voice actor that's in a ton of these anime and games, but I have to say to him, diversify your work, as because the vision for my own job, doing cleanup or rough for animation, or a voice actor like Val, is in this AI future, you might have to sell your style or voice likeness, as we can see this already in games like Arc Raiders.
Light ammo, herbal bandage, keeping an eye out, over here.
Where they can update or change voice lines without needing an actor to go into a studio to record them. And it might soon be the same for animators, because mainly studios are ran by insane time constraints. And this is kind of an inevitability that AI is going to be used in some form. This is way off, but I think a style of an animator could be sold. Like a studio wants Yutaka Nakamura's style of cubes flying around when an explosion happens, or an over-animated Vincent Chansard Sakaga moment. Like, a studio could just do that. And while I don't think it'll be any of the ones that you know, it might be just some unknown studio trying to replicate a whole industry style. But from what that one guy can do with Grok and the posts I showed earlier, I don't think people are going to care. I mean, it's great to see everyone ragging on a post that uses AI, as these are all trained on actual artists and animators' work that they've spent a lot of time on, and obviously without their permission, as the artist behind Freeren has even specifically asked people not to use their artwork for this AI training. But what's to stop this? Well, this AI bubble might just burst, and we see everyone just reject this kind of stuff. I know Sora 2's in a weird spot, shutting down and all, that being the main driving force for all the Goku versus basically every other protagonist. And anything that does come out, we flame it and review bomb it. We essentially stop buying this slop, kind of like how people do with free-range eggs or choosing not to eat meat. But if it looks good, we might be seeing people watch stuff that they can't tell or don't care that this is made part of a pipeline that has AI at its core. As if it's not the frames, it could be the concept art using AI, or a reworked scene that wasn't in the original release that now is in a Blu-ray or online version version or something. But maybe that's the only way you can support the show you like. Or maybe people just don't care. I think coloring might go to some form of AI, as Toon Boom already speeds this up with allowing you to color multiple frames, and Cleanup has a few things like that too. It's not the same as generative AI, but it's like, why are you coloring all of this by hand? Just use this color fill tool. But then again, are we going to be saying that about generative AI in the future? Like, why are you not using it to clean up the drawing you've already drew the pose for? Like, you're only just adding cleaner lines. I don't agree with this, but you see what I mean? For me, it's a really weird spot to be in. I'm gonna get back to this animation done by hand, but I'll leave you with this. If, say, JoJo Part 9 comes out and it's all done using AI, be that Netflix, Day Production, or some other form of evil entity, will you be boycotting it, or is this just the future? But for now, you can check out my other videos that have 100% no AI.
Reagan smash. Reagan smash.